What's up, YouTube? Welcome back for another episode. I'm Hackman, and today we're reviewing a 2017 Nissan Armada. Before I start the review, a big shout out to Gem Autos. Thank you guys for lending me this 2017 Nissan Armada. If you guys are looking for a gem of a deal, their address is 2730 23rd Street Northeast, Calgary, Alberta. Their phone number is 403-464-5224. Their website is www.gemautos.ca and Facebook at Gem Autos Calgary. Once again, thank you guys for hooking me up with this Nissan Armada. The word Armada means a fleet of warships. Now, this thing definitely feels like a warship because it's big and it's just like the Nissan Titan, but a more comfortable version of it. The Nissan Armada is based off the Nissan Patrol that we don't get here in Canada. And the Nissan Patrol itself is big out in the Middle East and the east part of the world, and it's used for off-roading there. The Armada, though, doesn't come with the off-roading features that the Patrol comes with, but nevertheless, the styling on it is pretty good. And when compared to the Infiniti QX80, I think it looks a little better. And when you compare it to the Lexus LX 570 and the Mercedes GLS 450, it does have a presence amongst all those cars as well. The interior itself isn't anything to write home about, but it does the job that it's meant to. It's well laid out, and the seats are very comfortable for long drives, short drives, doesn't matter. But one thing to mention, it is on par with the Infiniti QX80, and that QX80 is much more expensive than this Armada. So I think the best bang for your buck, if you're not looking for that badge, the Armada would be a better choice. Now, apart from that, it's a good cabin to be in. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that the competitors probably make a more luxurious interior, but it has all the functions and features that you would want in a car like this. Now, moving on to the numbers for performance. The Armada comes with a 5.6 liter V8 with a 7-speed transmission, and it makes 390 horsepower and 394 pound-feet of torque. And the towing capacity on this is 8,500 pounds. It also comes with the 4-wheel drive, and you have different options: high, low, and auto for 4-wheel drive. All right. Now, right off the bat, this thing is actually no slouch for such a big car. The drive on it is very comfortable, and honestly, like the horsepower and torque on it is more than enough for you to go around town, even on the highway. Like it responds really well for a big SUV, or I don't know, would it be considered an SUV? Let me know in the comment section, because I think this is basically a Nissan Titan truck, but a more comfortable version of it. The driving seat position for me, I find is very comfortable. I have everything in arm's reach, so I don't have to go too far, and most of the options that you have in the car, the ones that you need while driving, you can control all of them from the steering wheel, so you don't really have to use all of the buttons that are laid out on the dash. Since I'm not a big fan of these gigantic vehicles, I do appreciate the fact that Nissan has a 360 camera on this, which makes it much easier when you're reversing or even going forward, because it has different options for views. Even with my driver's seat being in the perfect position, I was having a very hard time changing lanes. But thanks to all the dynamic assistance settings that I had on for blind spot intervention, lane departure prevention, distance control assist, I was able to do all of this seamlessly. And then on top of that, you have features like backup collision intervention, you have forward emergency braking. So these are all very good to have in a gigantic car. The four-wheel drive dial is actually in a very convenient position, and I really liked using it because all you have to do is just switch it from auto to 4 high, 4 low, and then you also have your snow mode and your tow mode, and if you want to turn the traction off, you have that button as well, and they're all conveniently placed. You don't even have to look at them, you just get used to them, and you see all of those changes in your instrument cluster when you make those changes from the dial. I loved how easy it was to get to the third row if you had people who wanted to sit in the third row. It's literally a 2-step process and you're seated in the third row. When you put your foot on the gas, that V8 in the Armada is not subdued by any means. It wants you to hear all the roars and the rumbles when you're trying to go fast. For a vehicle that is still around 42 to 48,000 in today's market, Nissan didn't really do themselves any favors by having an outdated interior. It seems like they used a lot of things from previous generations for this Armada in the interior, and that kind of shows when you look at all the other competitors out there. And that's something that I thought was a little off in the car, because the exterior itself looks really good. I do wish that they made pedal shifters for it, because they have a manual mode, but it's no fun when you're driving such a big vehicle, right? You want to have full control on while you're driving. I just don't prefer shifting on an automatic. If you're going across Canada from the west coast to the east coast, it's a very comfortable vehicle to be in. And with that DVD package in there, with 2 kids, they can just watch whatever they want, and you can just stop for washroom breaks and for lunch or dinner breaks. But I think apart from that, it's a very comfortable cabin to be in. And like I said before, it is very well thought out. It's a good cabin to be in for long trips. Would I buy this truck if I had a family of 4 and a pet? I think I would. If gas mileage isn't a big thing for you and you want a comfortable ride and you're used to trucks, I think this is a step up in comfort, because that's what it's aimed for. And for a family of 4, I think it would be the perfect choice. That brings us to the end of this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. See you guys next week. Hackman out.